Hi guys! This week I've studied another story about Jesus and the way he worked while he was here on earth and what we can learn from it. I'd love to talk to you about it, share some of my thoughts with you, but if you have some thoughts and you would like to share them with the rest of us, we'd love to hear it. Put it in the comments below on the video on YouTube or put it in the comments on my blog. I'd love to hear what you think and what you learn from this passage. But here's what it is. It's a familiar story. John 2, verses 1 through 11. On the third day, a wedding took place at Cana in Galilee. Jesus' mother was there, and Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said to him, "They have no more wine." "Dear woman, why do you involve me?" Jesus replied. "My time has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water," so they filled them to the brim. Then he told them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." They did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside and said, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now." This, the first of his miraculous signs Jesus performed at Cana in Galilee. He thus revealed his glory, and his disciples put their faith in him. I'm reading this out of the NIV version of the Bible. I think that I love this story, but I also think what a funny way for Jesus to start his ministry. He starts his ministry with a party. But you know what? Maybe that is appropriate because Jesus came to bring a party. He used here the ceremonial washing jars, the ones that the Jews were using every day to try to be clean enough, to try to be good enough, part of the process of cleansing. And he says that endless cleansing that feels like you can never get fully clean, I have a new plan. We're going to have a party. He came to bring a party. Isn't that an interesting idea? Because that's what he's bringing to our earth. We live in a broken world. Things can be really hard, but he's come to bring a party because he's going to bring restoration of our broken world and bring healing. I think it's interesting that he says to his mom, "Dear woman, why do you involve me? My time has not yet come." I think what he's basically saying here is we can't have the party yet. It's not that time yet. But you know what he does instead is he brings a taste of the party. A little party. It's not the big one that we're all going to be able to be a part of at the end of the time. But this is the little party to give us a taste of our God who's bringing a party. The second thing that I see in this passage is that God is at work, but we don't always notice it. It's said here in verse 9 that the master of the banquet tasted the wine, and he didn't realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Isn't that interesting? So many times God is at work around us and we have no idea. We're just going on with our lives, doing our thing, and not even realizing that he's working. But it's beautiful because his work on our behalf isn't dependent on whether we're thankful enough or notice it enough. He's at work even when we forget to notice. But I like that Jesus showed his power to the servants, to the least of the people, and the master of the banquet himself didn't even know. I wonder if he ever found out. And then the third thing I see in this passage is that Jesus came to heal our shame. Because it would have been a horrible thing for the planners of this party to have run out of wine. It would have messed up their reputation. It would have become their new identity. Who they were and how others saw them was based on how this went. And Jesus came and fixed it. He said, you know what? Your identity, even ours, yours and mine, our identity is no longer dependent on what we do or how others see us. Our identity is based on Jesus himself because he came to be our God, to invite us into our family, and to give us a whole new identity. So those are just some of the thoughts that I had about this passage. I hope that you have enjoyed looking at it with me today, and please share your own thoughts with me when you have a chance. I'll talk to you guys later.